Hi everyone and welcome. It's your girl Friendly Drama Queen, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my current favorite Korean drama watch, which is Alchemy of Souls Season 2. Let's get into it. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We're fun time over here. I know some of you are side-eyeing me because I just released a video about how much the ending of Season 1 ruined things for me and how I almost wasn't going to watch Season 2. But I caved, I clicked. I watched it anyway, and I'm glad I did because I do have thoughts. So this video is going to be talking about what happened in episode 1 to 8. The ending is not out yet, and I think it's best I make the video now before it is out so that I can retain the positive emotions that I feel towards this drama right now. Okay, so like I mentioned, I clicked to watch this mostly because Lee Jae-wook, everyone was also telling me how the chemistry between the leads with the new actress, her name is Jang, was really good. So I was like, okay, sure, let me check it out. And I was suckered in. Okay, so for you to understand this video, you should have watched Alchemy of Souls, but if you haven't, let me try and get you up to speed. So it's about basically a noble mage, so they have magical powers, Jang, and a light assassin, her name is Naksu, and they exist in this fictional country called Daeho, where there's this forbidden magic called the Alchemy of Souls, which allows these mages or these wizard people to switch souls, and basically their souls can live in different bodies, okay? So that's the premise. Now at season 2, where we last left off from the shit-ass ending that I ranted about, Jang was stabbed by Naksu. And then he didn't die. They burned him, and then he came out and he was alive and he became super powerful, and he had something called the Ice Stone inside of him. And meanwhile, Naksu, she jumped off a cliff. And it was presumed she was dead, but in this season, she's actually not dead, and she's in the body of another character called Yeon. The tension is, when will Jang figure out that Naksu's not actually dead and she's living in Yeon's body? Okay, whew, that's a mouthful, but that's time. So my initial thoughts when I watched it, I was suckered in. What suckered me in was the chemistry. I really like this new actress. Really love the characterization of Naksu in this season. I kind of worried with the switch of the actresses because I thought they might try to keep the characterization the same. But Mudok, with her memories as Naksu, made sense for her being as jaded and as deadpan as she was. Even being slightly egotistical, it made sense. But here we have her being very childlike, very innocent, which makes sense given that she has none of her memories. So she's essentially like a newborn because she just woke up in this body and she's being told what to do and she has no choice but to believe it. So her characterization made sense, and the actress playing her does such a good job because I just find her so adorable. It's almost like, no, I was gonna say it's almost like they kind of switched personas from season 1, like Jang and Naksu, but I don't think Naksu was ever as dark as Jang basically became in this drama. Like, he's just dark and brooding. But when they came together, guys, it was electric. I loved to see them together. This is literally what carried me through episode 1 and 6, is watching her really keep tugging at his heartstrings and then watching him slowly fall. I was squealing. All my favorite scenes are the ones where they're together. Jang in this one, is it me or did he get hotter? Is it just me? I think they made him super powerful. He's kind of almost overpowered in my opinion. I like his characterization in this season. He obviously went through a lot last season, so he's a lot darker, a lot quieter, he's still he's harsh, but also there's a soft side to him, which I'm glad they didn't go all the way making him an asshole in this season, because that character is just such a lovable, fun character that it would be way too much of an extreme to jump from that. But I buy his progression, his evolution, given the events of season 1. So I liked him as a character in this one. I love to see him reluctantly falling in love with Naksu in this season. Seo-yu I don't like his characterization this season. He just gives off more patheticness as a vibe. I don't know, like, I don't know quite what I was expecting from him, but this season he was a little bit underwhelming. Maybe because he was sick or something. I also think maybe it's because they tied his storyline too closely to wow, I can't say her name. Sol-E? You guys know what I'm talking about. That girl that was like awful in the first season and took over Jin Woo-yeon's identity. I don't like that they tied her story so tightly with his, because I didn't care for her as a character in season 1, and in season 2 even less so. When she was being, I know she loved Soo-yeol because he gave her an umbrella. Like, girl, this is literally risked her life because I guess he was nice to her one time. To see that plot line have such it had quite a bit of screen time, I was just a bit like, oh god, I just wasn't interested. So those two characters for me were Other characters I love, Dangu and Choyeon, are so adorable. They were adorable in season 1, they were adorable here. I don't understand why they ended up not speaking to each other for 3 years though, especially in Choyeon's part. Don't know what she was expecting Dangu to do after the events of season 1. But it made even less sense to me because then after some time between episode 1 and 6, they ended up making up, or was that in episode 8? I love to see them together, but I don't quite understand why they were ever apart and why they then got back together. Like, that part was like weird for me, but I won't question it. I love to see them together, so that's it. Now, my favorite character aside from the main leads in this show is actually the prince. The prince is not an antagonist, right? He's not meant to be one, because I think he's just like so focused on trying to mind his business and keep peace, but he has to pick a side and he's torn and he doesn't want to. Anyway, I just resonate with this character a lot and I think he's quite adorable. I actually like this actor. Is he in anything else? Is this his first drama? I wonder. So he's my favorite character. I liked his interactions with Naksu in this season. I liked his interactions with her in last season. So I even love his interactions with Jang. I think it's hilarious. He's a better second lead, low-key. Like, he's a better second lead rival, in my opinion. And then as far as the other adults of the show go, the other couple, which is Jang-uk's aunt, I'm gonna call her his aunt. I know she's his maid almost, but like that's his aunt or his mother-like figure. Her romance with oh my god, I can't remember his name, but you guys know the guy I'm talking about. Like, that was cute. They're adorable. I like that. Okay, now I want to talk about things I don't like this season, and that is basically, I don't like the direction they're going. When I last left off in episode 8, there was some noble idiocy going on with Naksu regaining her memories and her leaving Jang-uk because she feels guilty for stabbing him in season 1, because we haven't gone to the part where, you know, they explain the Bell connection with Jinwoo here. So she's pushing back, and like, I hate how soon she started to push back after we just got that really amazing, very spicy scene. Couldn't we get one more episode of them being cute together? Like, why do we have to jump straight to the angst? Like, I always hate the timing of that stuff when it comes to, I guess, this show in particular, because they did basically the same thing last season, and now we're about to near the end and they're gonna put them apart at the very last episode. Which, by the way, please don't tell me this has a season 3. Like, if this has a season 3, I will actually stop. I don't like where the ending is seeming to go. I have zero expectations that it's gonna end well. I mean, this is a show written by the Hong sisters, and I will never forgive them for how they ended big. So I have a bone to pick already. And that is why I wanted to get this review out before the finale comes out, because I still have positive things to say. I kind of think they're gonna dig deeper with this whole angst thing, and like they drag it to the very last second. If we get a happy ending, it's literally going to be like 3 seconds at the end where it's probably going to be open-ended, and I already hate that. But I should just steel myself for that, and you should too. You should too. Now I'm going to talk about the questions I had. I know I said I was going to turn my brain off for the logic of the magic, but I had so many questions and I think maybe I'm just not getting it, so you guys can explain to me. Question number 1. How is it that Naksu's in Jin Boo-yeon's body but still has Naksu's face? Was that ever explained? Because I don't get that. Okay, that's 1. Number 2, the doctor who saved Naksu technically told us, the audience, and Jin Boo-yeon's mother, for 6 episodes that Jin Boo-yeon's soul was gone. They had to pick one when they saved her, Jin Boo-yeon versus Naksu. Why are we now hearing that actually the soul isn't gone and Naksu has a limited time to be in that body? I don't understand it. And also, back to the face thing, especially if the soul shifter thing is appearing in her eyes, is she technically a soul shifter? She still has Naksu's face. After all, the eyeballs are part of Naksu's face, so that is her body, so technically it's not soul shifting. I don't. Those are just some of the few questions I have. Maybe I'm meant to not have them, maybe I meant to, but if you have answers to these, please let me know in the comments, because I just don't, I'm not getting it. Even also, the thing I didn't get was how Soyul was saved, because didn't it all seem a bit too easy? Like, we had 6 episodes of him angsting over this, and only for it to just be like solved in 1 episode. Barely, it was like half an episode. The mission was so smooth and quick that I was like, oh, okay, I guess he's not dying anymore. Anyway, those are just some of the questions I have. I already talked to my prediction for the endings. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Are you watching the show? What are your favorite characters? I will try to get this video out before the ending actually airs so that I can read some of your predictions. Let me know in the comments. Till next time, bye.
Do it! Trust